Cashman. Okay, I think it's time for knight f3 here. Knight c6. Bit unusual. I'll continue with the Reti setup for a little bit here. Okay, plays e5. I think I want to prevent e4 harassing the knight, so I'm just playing d3 here. Now he can push through e4 anyway. But I don't think it's good. I could take and trade queens and then attack the pawn. So, brings his bishop out. I think I'll go with c5 here. c4 rather. c4. I guess let's bring the knight out first to prepare c4. Also, I could take back with the knight if he takes here. And it does stop e5 for the moment too. Okay, Cashman is going to pause at this moment to think. Not too long. Okay, c5. c4. I'm speaking from the black perspective, I guess. c4. So he pushes on. Yeah, I was just going to take. You can take and move the knight here. I guess this is different because there's no there's no exchange of queens here, but I have 3 pieces attacking this pawn. And he has 1 defending it, so I don't see how he gets out of this without losing some material. Well, maybe there's some tricks here. I haven't castled. He hasn't castled either. We'll see. See if Cashman can come up with something. I don't know, he pushed on very quickly. You would think he would calculate this out. That's kind of a committal decision, playing e4. You would think he would have calculated this line. Of course, there's no rule that says you have to do that. I would like this position quite well for white if only I had castled, because then I could just trade everything off, and if he trades queens, I can take back with the rook. The castled rook would be on f8, f1. But here, if he somehow defends this and forces me to take with this knight, he can throw in a queen trade, and then there'll be a pin on this e-pawn. Might be a little awkward. So he dropped back to defend. So knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes. He can trade queens. And there's nothing to be afraid of there, I guess. I'm just a pawn up. He's relieved the pin in order to try and hold on to his pawn, which he cannot do. He cannot hold on to that pawn. So I don't mind if he wants to trade queens here, and I'll just go up into this endgame a pawn up. I don't see any quick strikes that he has here. Yeah, he went for the endgame. So I think I will just step back. His knight can come forward to here, or here, and you know, threaten this fork. I'll just keep walking. Or I could go in this direction towards the king side. Knight comes in here with check, or here with check. Yeah, I think I like walking this way better. Oh, he didn't Didn't even try that idea. Okay, well, he wants to stop, I guess, my bishop from coming all the way out here. So I could play a3, stop knight b4, but he still has knight to d4. Yeah, a3 is useful because it stops the bishop check too. Let's just stop that. Just stop that bishop b4 or knight b4 stuff. He kicks my knight again. Yeah, he likes he likes that idea. He did it. He did it with the pawns in the center as well. Okay, yeah, so let's develop the bishop. And if he wants to trade, do I care? Do I care? I mean, I'll still be a pawn up, but these pawns will be doubled. It might be a bit ugly. If I go here with the knight, knight 2, knight a4, knight here, I don't like that as much. Or I could defend the rook. I mean, defend the knight with the rook. Okay, this I don't mind so much. Do I want to take, though? You know, it'll solve some problems if I take. I will gain a tempo. On the bishop. Bring my rook to the center by playing king e2. It looks like this should be a good result for me. There's also knight d5. Knight d5 hits the bishop. It doesn't really hit anything over here. Let's start with knight d5, though. I kind of like this idea. Knight d5, he takes on b2. So let's start with, but at that move, with that move, he, okay, bringing the rook over. Want to prevent him from doubling here, which that does. Okay, so now let's think about how to unwind. Maybe rook here and over. Knight up first. He saw that idea. Okay, stop that. But I can now push my pawns forward. Let's see. Or move the knight somewhere else. Here's an idea. Just play for e4. Pawn takes, knight takes. If he doesn't take, I can take, and I still get a good perch for my knight. I'm just looking for squares for my pieces. And he pins that. Not bad. So let's unpin. So if I unpin here, he can check, but I can just, it is just a check. I can keep running. Ah, so now he goes there. Yeah, gets his pawn back. That was clever. Is there a way to keep the pawn? The pin, maybe. So maybe he doesn't get his pawn back after all. Cool. I can survive this one. Okay, so I'm just going to take there, block, defend. What's the best defense here? Actually, maybe putting the rook here. I'll put an end to this nonsense. Okay, I'm about to a position where I can force a trade of rooks here. So he's going to run along the back, it looks like, to avoid the trade. Let's go here. And so I was going to defend this way. Is that correct? Well, I'm forced to now anyway. I've done it. Now I've done it. Yeah, he can do that. Okay, let's just push on here. I'm going to look to get a passed pawn on the king side here. That's by plan, by using my king to go after these pawns. But I don't know if that's going to work. Anyway, push this forward. Okay, let's drop back here, hit his rook. I'm going after his h-pawn when I get the chance. He defends it. So here I could go after his b-pawn. King drops back to defend. Maybe I can push these forward a little bit, gain some space. Yeah, so he wants to get some tactic against this pawn. I don't want to allow that. So here's my idea. I step forward. Or do I go after this pawn first? Try and create this pass pawn now. Let's see, I can check. Let's throw this check in. And I can step forward. And if he wants to check me, I'll take this pawn. If he goes after this pawn, I'll come back and defend it. If he goes after my a pawn, I will try and queen first. I'll try and win this pawn race. So that's okay then. That's all locked up. Let's just threaten this pawn. Notice his king is kind of shut out here. Can't come forward. Can't come backwards. Can't go backwards. So it's like I have an extra piece in this endgame with my king being active, my rook being active. I should be able to convert this somehow. Okay, so take goes there. What's the point of that? Let's bring my king forward to attack his rook. Let's oppose rooks then. Now back to being a pawn up. That makes me feel better. I was feeling a little silly when I lost that pawn for a while. We'll check it out and see if that was really a place where he had drawing chances, or if I had still the better position there. Felt like I was a little bit better still, but probably, as is so often the case in these rook and pawn endgames, it's often the case that the side that's a pawn down can hold. But he needs to keep his king active. So I think this position is not salvageable. Here, let's just take it. Don't know. Yeah, that was probably a typo at the end. I mean, a misclick of some kind, because that didn't make any sense to move the rook sideways. He had to drop it back. But even so, this is easily winning endgame for white, I think. Anyway, we'll check it out in the postmortem and see you guys later. Bye.